unspoken trauma, the untamed wood.
I'm fucked up in the head. If you can't love me, just say it. I came from sleeping on the floor. I'd rather sleep in the bed. I keep my pistol real close. Bitch, I'm cautious, I ain't scared. I'm dealing with paranoia, so all I see is red. I'm fucked up in the head, in the head, in the head. I'm fucked up in the head, in the head, in the head.
What up, though, y'all? It's your boy Bill. I changed up my setting a little bit. It's a lot going on in the house today. So, brought y'all out here to my second place to be, my second favorite place to be. I'm gonna tell y'all a little story about when I watched the Bloods and the Muslims go to war. Big war just popped off. Man, I promise you, bro, I can't stress this enough, bro. For y'all who think their life is so good and fun, bro, I promise you, bro, man, you know, I learned real situations expose the real. That's a little saying I used to always say when I was locked up. I used to always say real situations expose real. Because, you know, running around with a gun, trapping, doing this and that, it all seems fun and dandy up until the situation get real. You know what I'm saying? Now, you catch somebody down bad, or you been out here doing this and that, it ain't got real for you yet. That reality ain't really kicked in and sat in for real. You see what I'm saying? But, you know, when it happened to you, when you the one got caught down bad, when your mama the innocent old lady that just got caught in crossfires because something her son or grandson had going on, when your little brother and them get kidnapped or something, that's when they get real. That's when people will realize this ain't the life I want. This ain't how I want to live. So let's let my experience be that sacrifice. You ain't even got to go through it. Just take heed and, man, live the right way, man. I'm telling you, that's the only way. That makes sense. Now, it was a few people DM'd me and was basically telling me, like, you wasting your time. People been making these type of videos for years, trying to reach out to the youth, telling them how bad something is and they don't get it. They gonna do what they want to do and go to prison anyway. If that's how you, if that's the outlook you're using, looking at my videos, you could kick rocks. You could unsubscribe, get out of here. Because I don't even want that type of energy around me. I don't care nothing about that. The few people that I do reach that has hit me up and like, bro, I appreciate your videos. You keeping it real. You telling us this and that. It really make me more conscious of decision making. It really make me want to change my life. I'll do it for them. I'll continue making content just for them. If I knew that was the only amount of people I'm reaching. So I'm not going to look at it like, well, they going to do what they want to do anyway. I can't look at it like that because I've been through it. So it is what it is. I think it was 2016, Smith State Prison. Tell you how quick stuff just happened. I'm at the bench down there. I was talking to my homeboy. I had the headphones on, but I only had one ear covered. The other one was like back here so I could hear him. Cause I wasn't watching it, but it was like some type of show on the TV that they was watching. But he was talking to him. We were kind of talking back and forth a little bit. But I was listening to the music. So I left one uncovered and I was just talking to him. Might look at the TV, talking to him. Now, it was a guy, they call him the Dorm Amir. He came and he like started singing or something like that. And like when they sing out of prayer in prison, when the Muslims go to singing out of prayer, the other Muslims, they go get ready and come down there to pray. So they go in the room, they wash their face, they wash their hands, they wash their feet. At least that's what they supposed to do. Some of them do it, some of them buck. But the Dorm Amir, I believe that means just the prayer leader, like the person that leads them in prayer. So he goes to singing. He goes to like singing. I don't understand what he's saying. I think he's singing in Arabic or something because it's not English words. The only word I understand is Allah. I know when they say Allah, I know that they saying like God. But all the other stuff they saying when they sing it, I can't make out what they saying. I'm sitting on the bench. I'm talking to dude. Normal day, normal night. It's probably like 8 p.m. Something like that. I know it was getting close to like nighttime. Now the way it's set up, usually because it's a certain, from my understanding, it's a certain way towards the sun that the Muslims has to pray. And it got something to do with like north, south, east, west. I don't really know. But it's a certain way, it's a certain direction that they must pray. And from what I have seen, they're usually close to like corners, more so than the middle of the floor. But I have seen them in the middle of the floor. But they usually always more so like towards corners and stuff. So, all right. They was all the way like, you got a door right here. You got a door. It's like an emergency exit door. And it's like a glass thing, like a plexiglass, where you can see it on the other side of it. Now, on the other side of it was just the walk. It's like a big sidewalk. They call it the walk in prison. And that's where you just go to move around. Like, if I'm leaving out of my dorm and I'm going to the chow hall to go eat, as soon as I step out of my dorm, I'm on the walk. It's like a big slab of sidewalk. And it could take you anywhere on the prison. It's just a real big loop or real straight, whatever. Now, like I say, the emergency exit door. Now, the emergency exit door is kind of like, if you grab the handle and you shake it, do it like that, like it's kind of off track a little bit. So people use the door sometimes to slide stuff through it. Like if you on the other side of the door and you got you wrote down a kite. A kite is just a kite is like, if I write a message down for you on a piece of paper real quick, or if I write my Cash App down on a piece of paper and stick it to you, I just gave you a kite. That's what they call it. So if you do like this to the door, I can stick something through the door and you could get it. The door, it'll just wiggle straight through. All right. So the Muslim guy, he called it or whatever, and you know, all the Muslims come down there and pray. It's probably about, I don't know. I know it was quite a few of them in there. I'm going to just say, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to just say about 12 Muslims and maybe, I'm going to just say it's equal. Maybe 11, 12 Bloods. If I'm not mistaken, but I believe it was around about the same amount. They was probably even. Okay, so they go to praying. Now, the Dharma Amir, he is in the very front. It's like they're in lines almost. He's in the very front. He's the only one in the line that he's in. Directly behind him is probably like a line of 2 or 3. And then behind them, a line of 2 or 3. You know what I'm saying? Or like that. So, you know, they prostrate, they get down, touch their head to the ground. So they're in the process of praying. Now, I hear somebody screaming, kitchen help coming back, kitchen help coming back. Now, what that means is the dudes who leave out early in the day to go to work in the kitchen, in the chow hall, when they come back, people try to catch them at the door as soon as they get back because they know they probably made something good to eat and they gonna have something for sale. So everybody try to catch them at the door, so they'll make a big announcement, kitchen help coming back. So if you got some money, you'll hurry up and go grab it, and you try to catch them soon they come in before anybody go to buying it. So it's people on the walk now. Now, you got other people running to the door trying to catch people and talk to people that's not about no food. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't trying to get no food. Some people just trying to holler at their homeboy, whatever the case. So this blood dude, he came running down the top range, ran down the steps, and was trying to go to the front door, and whatever he was trying to do, he couldn't do it through the front door. I believe the officer had closed the door too quick before, like after the kitchen help came in. I think the officer hurried up and closed the door, so can't nobody be trying to pass nothing. So I don't know if the dude in my dorm told him go to the emergency door, or if the dude on the outside told him go to the emergency door. However it happened, he decided to meet that dude on the side door, which was the emergency exit door. Keep in mind, this is the emergency exit door right here. This is the emergency exit door. And this is where the Muslims are praying. So you can imagine how close to the door they are. Basically what I'm saying, there is no way possible you can get to the door to talk to somebody, let alone pass something, without interrupting their prayer. There's no way possible you can do that without interrupting their prayer. So I looked at the guy. They in lines praying. They got their rugs. They all on rugs. The blood dude walked straight through them guys praying and went to that emergency exit door. And he, I don't know, I think he passed something, or he either gave somebody something or he received something through the door. I don't know what he did, but he did something like that. And when he came back through them and he was going around, like getting ready to walk back up the steps, and the lead dude that was praying, I couldn't hear exactly what he said, but he was frowned up. His hands was like this, and he was looking at the dude saying something. And I heard the blood dude say, "My bad, shouter," and went on up the steps and went on to his room, went about his business. So, okay, of course, I'm sure the Muslim dude said something on the lines of, "Damn, bro, you just gonna walk between us, disrespect us like that while we praying?" And then he said, "My bad, shouter," and went upstairs. So I guess the Muslim dude, I know they felt some type of way. And the Muslim dude that was leading the prayer, he was kind of shot out. I ain't gonna lie to you. He was dead serious about Islam. And he even had a tattoo on his forehead that said it was in Arabic. It said something. I asked him one day, I said, "What that tattoo mean?" And he said, "All day I think about Salat." And Salat is one of their prayers, from my understanding. That's just one of their 5 prayers a day that they got to do. So, he after about a few minutes, okay, the blood dude went up the stairs, went back in his room. Now the Muslims that was down there praying, now they're like circled up, almost huddled up, talking amongst each other. Now, from body language, I feel like a few of them was trying to tell the one that was leading the prayer, like, "Nah, bro, chill out, chill out." I didn't hear it, but from body language, that's what it looked like they were, doing or saying. So, next thing I know, the Muslim dude, he shoots up the steps and he goes straight to the room where the Bloods were, and he don't knock on the door. Now that's a big respect thing in prison. You knock on somebody's door before you go in. He didn't knock on the door. He pulled the door right up and went straight in. So I'm gonna say he was in there for about a good minute, 1 minute. And then he came back out. He was real mad. He was a light-skinned guy. His face had started turning red almost. And it was a blood dude that had just went in his room and came out real quick. But based off the aggression of him going in there and coming back out so fast, I know he went and grabbed the knife. So the Muslim dude walking out the one blood dude's room like this, and this blood walking out his own room like this. So the blood dude stopped the Muslim dude right down the range and was like, "What's up? You straight? You straight?" And he had his hand in his pocket. So I know he was clutching the knife. So the Muslim dude was like, "Is you straight? Is you straight?" So whatever, that ended right there. They kept going. That blood dude went in the room with them. Muslim dude went down the steps. I don't really know how it got to the point where somebody was about to fight. But because I had got up, I think at that point when he was saying, "You straight? No, is you straight?" At that point, I got up and went to my room. I took off my headphones and stuff, put it down just in case I got to get somewhere, because this ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't want to be trying to worry about my headphones breaking and all that. So I feel like I know we getting ready to get locked down. So after I put my headphones and stuff down, I go grab my bowl and my cup. I was going downstairs to put ice in my bowl and my cup, because whenever we lock down, it be hot in them cells. Even with even with a fan, it still be hot in those cells. So I took my headphones and stuff off. Took the headphones off the little radio I had, sat it on my bed, I grabbed my bowl and my cup. I went downstairs. Now, in the process of me walking down the stairs, you got bloods like lined up. Now, it's a door, it's a room they're outside of. The room is the room of the blood dude that I said went and grabbed the knife. But I don't know who was in there preparing to fight, because I just wasn't, it was so much going on. I didn't want to be just staring in a room, you know what I'm saying? But I seen outside the room, like this the door. On this side of the door, you got bloods lined up. On this side of the door, you got Muslims lined up. Now, I know it's about finna go down, because a lot of people got on jackets. It's hot as hell. You only wear a jacket, especially when it's hot, when you trying to dodge a stab, or just give yourself some cushion. If you get stabbed, maybe the knife be dull enough where the jacket thick enough and it don't hit you. Or if it do hit you, it don't hurt you that bad. So people got on jackets, they got towels around their neck, they got on hats, everybody got their boots on. So I knew it was about to go down. I walked down the steps. When I walked down the steps, directly behind me, a blood dude, he comes like behind me, and I heard him say, he had his hand in his jacket. He had a jacket on with no shirt on. And I heard him say, "Man, we might as well pop, bro. We might as well pop. Ain't no sense to keep playing with these." And he pulled out a belt. He had a belt with a lock tied. Well, he had the lock like locked onto the belt, and then there was a knot tied in the belt so the lock won't move. He pulled that out. He was like, "We might as well pop. Ain't nobody got time to be," you know what I'm saying? So then, I looked around, just had to make sure. Even when it don't got nothing to do with you, you still got to make sure. You know what I'm saying? Just to make sure. Because sometimes if somebody got an issue with me, and then a big situation pop up that ain't got nothing to do with me or that person, they might use this time as the opportunity to get at me. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so much going on, they might get away with it. So whenever something going on, you got to be on point and just pay attention, watch everything, make sure ain't nobody trying to do you in. So I go over there. Now the way I'm walking from the steps, it's like I did a U-turn. Coming down the steps, and I just turned straight that way and went and got got my ice. Now they got the ice inside of a big cooler sitting on the floor. So I open the cooler and I stick my cup in it, stick my bowl in it, man. By the time I stick my bowl in it, I just heard noise. I heard boots shuffling. I heard like somebody was getting hit. I heard somebody like damn near scream. I heard one of the Muslims said, I think he said, Allah Akbar. He screamed it real loud. And I heard one of the Bloods make a call. They made some type of, like a call out loud, like wartime, I guess. Man, I turned around real quick, man. As I was turning around, I heard a guy from the side of me say, they busting him. They busting him. So, man, when I turned around, tell you what I seen. I turned around from the ice cooler. Now, the way the dorm is, it's like from the position I was standing in, it ain't no rooms right here. It's just an open space. The officer booth up there. I'm right here by this getting some ice and stuff. Now, the dorm is like this. This open area ain't no rooms. It's just an open little area. You got 2 sets of steps. They go up, and then it comes into like a diamond. But it's rooms up and downstairs once you get right, like to this point. My room is all the way upstairs to the left, almost at the end of that diamond. Man, when I turned around, I seen, like right in front of me, like in the floor area, knives and locks. Dudes who had the locks on the end of the belt, it was knives. Other dudes had knives and locks. They swinging them. They swing them. They trying to hit them. Some dude getting hit with the locks. Some dude getting hit with the belts. I look over here to my left, upstairs where they was all bunched up, and man, it's just so much it looked like. You know, you ever watched an ant pile? You ever just sat there and looked at an ant pile, how it just seemed like they just all on each other, like you can't even really see who's doing, I mean, you can't see like what's really going on. It just seemed like they all just crawling on top of each other, man. That's how it seemed. It was just stabbing and stabbing and stabbing. I'm talking about it was so many people. They just swinging locks, stabbing. One dude I think had like a little small pole in his hand. He was swinging it, hitting people. And when they said they busting them, it was one specific dude. Somehow they was able to, I guess, pull him away from the bunch just a little bit. And man, it probably was like 3 or 4 dudes stabbing this one dude. And I ain't gonna lie though, he was standing up. I'm talking about he was in that paint. He was still fighting their ass, but he was getting stabbed all in the mouth, all kind of stuff. You had one guy, man, he probably was fighting about 3, 4 dudes. I ain't gonna lie. He was standing up. Another dude ran up and like ducked down and grabbed his legs, flipped him over the top range. Everything in there is concrete. Grabbed him, flipped him over the top range. He fell on the floor, hit the concrete. I don't know if he was damn RoboCop or what. I don't know if he was made out of metal. His ass jumped right back up and ran back up the steps. But I actually got a clip that I'm going to show y'all. But rewind a little bit, my bad. When I turned around and seen them, now I got to figure out how am I finna get back to my room. Because in front of me is people swinging locks and knives. Up there to the left is people swinging locks and knives. And then, you know, as it progressed, they spread out. They move around. So they was originally on the top to the left, but then they done branched off down there by where my room at, branched off over here, eventually made their way downstairs. So it's like I can't go upstairs to get to my room by the steps because all this going on. I can't just run straight in front of me because it's all going on in front of me. And when you in a situation like that, man, where it's war and people trying to take lives or blood done been shedded, you don't get in the way of that because they not even paying attention. Oh, that's just Bill. No, They don't know what's going on. They know it's a serious situation. He close. I'm not even trying to figure out who it is. I'm just swinging my knife. That's how they think. So you don't want to get stabbed. So I didn't want to go near nobody. So instantly, my my bowl and my cup, I forgot all about that. I dropped both of them right then and there. I ran to the right, all the way to the right where they wasn't nobody there yet. And I ran straight down the middle, still on the bottom range. And when I got to where my room was lined up with, I just jumped. I jumped and I grabbed the bottom layer of the top range. Some people use that to work out. They'll grab it and do pull-ups. So I grabbed it and used the little bars, and I climbed all the way up. Climbed up there, and I was straight in front of my room. And when I was going to my room, it's like they were running down towards my way. I went in my room, closed the door. My roommate was asleep. He gonna jump up, talk about, "What's going on, bro? Why you locked the door?" I say, "The Bloods and the Muslims out there stabbing each other." Now, he's not a Blood or a Muslim. He gonna say, "What the hell you locked the door for, man?" So he gonna get up like he trying to run to the door. Now, at this point during time, they had little, long as it's not locked down. Because when they lock us down, they put latches on the outside of the door where the door don't open. But whenever the officers in the booth got it unlocked for us during the day, it's a little button in your cell right on the door. And if you hit the button, like if you lock your door, you can just hit the button and it'll unlock it. So I hit the button and unlock it, pushed the door open for them. At this point, they was right there by the door, stabbing each other. Blood running down people's face, shirts, people getting hit in the head with right here in front of our eyes. So I popped the door up and I was like, "Go ahead." He talking about, "No, man." He grabbed the door and locked it back real quick. He said, "No, I ain't say that." I said, "What the hell you sitting here talking about?" He wanted to make a joke out of it. He gonna try to make a joke talking about, "But the way you ran here, I thought somebody was on your ass." But yeah, because it ain't got nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, yeah, trying to act like, "What you locked the door for?" Then when I popped it open, he gonna snatch it back, talking about, "Nah." But what I'm gonna do, I actually talked to one of them guys. Still to this day, I got a pretty good bond with him. And I asked him earlier, he's still locked up, by the way. I asked him earlier if I could, would it be all right if I call him, because he was involved in the situation, and just ask him if he could give his account on what happened or whatever the case. He told me just call him, you know what I'm saying, whenever I was ready to do it. So I'm about to try to give him a call real quick. That's just from what I seen with my own two eyes. So I wanted to have a person who was actually in it and experienced it. Oh yeah, and another thing I left out. From my understanding, all of the Bloods that was involved, they got extra time in prison. Every single one of them. When it was all said and done, because when it was like, okay, the officer called the code, all the police, and they got something called the CERT team, they ran in there. You know, they pepper sprayed everybody. They had like some I think they had some like the beanbag guns. They shot somebody, it all was settled down. And, you know, they locked up, they handcuffed people who was involved and took them out the dorm. From my understanding, every single one of the Bloods that was involved, they got extra time. The state actually pressed charges, the prison pressed charges, and they actually had to go to court and get more time. And from what I heard, only one of the Muslims caught extra time. So I'm about to call this guy, and I'm about to try to see. I'm about to just see real quick if I'm about to see if we can still do this. And let me try him real quick. Alright, he ain't picking up right now. He probably end up calling me back. While I wait for him to try to call me back, I'm about to insert this clip that it's kind of blurry, but y'all can get the point and see what's going on where there's a lot of fighting and stabbing going on. At this point, they pretty much made it down to the floor. This was actually someone right next to my room recording this. I think it was the guy that lived in the room right next door to me that was recording this based off the angle. But you know, when it was all said and done, they showed it to everybody. And yeah, man, while I'm waiting on him, I'm gonna try to insert this and see. I'm not worried about inserting it because it's kind of blurry, like I said. So I'm not worried about it being super, super graphic and you just see somebody's face get busted. It ain't like that. But you get the picture. It's a very sad, very, very, very sad situation. Just knowing, like, man, I just be looking at it like, damn, man, we all did something. To some degree, we broke the law, or you know, some of us innocent didn't break the law, whatever the case is. We all in here, and it's like so much we could be doing to make our time better, to make our treatment better from these people, and you got grown men running around with knives, stabbing each other. I promise you that ain't a life you want to live. I'm talking about actually killing each other. And, you know, like I said, I've participated in this type of behavior before, but that was before I really was woke. And, you know what I'm saying? So I'm about to try to get him back on here, and I'm about to try to insert that clip for y'all. All right, I'm about to hit him back now. I had talked to him, but I'm about to hit him back. Just had to make sure, you know, he don't say nothing too crazy on here. What up, though?
What up, though?
Hey, so, you know, I was telling a little story about a situation that happened, I believe in 2016. And I just pretty much gave them my account on everything that happened. And I had told them that I was going to get somebody on the phone to, you know, get their account or whatever, somebody that was actually involved in it. And, you know, the whole purpose of it, the whole purpose of what I do, you know, just to tell my story, and mostly to, you know, for the younger people, especially teenagers who, you know, they think the gang banging and the street life is so cool. They think it's fun and dandy. And I was telling them, like, yeah, it seemed cool up until the roles reverse. You know what I'm saying? You know, people be talking about, oh, we stepping on the ops, this and this and that. But it's fun up until you the one getting stepped on, or you the one in prison, or you the one with a dead relative or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the, you know, that's the whole purpose of really me doing it, because I want to encourage some people to change their way of living. But yeah, I wanted to do that, and I wanted to you know, let you give, you know, about that and whatever else you got. But before we do that, I want to turn this camera, bruh, so you can move out the camera. I just want to show them, because some people be trying to say I'm capping about certain stuff. I want to show them that I am on the phone with somebody in Chain Gang, so they don't damn think I'm just talking to some random person.
Yeah, Chain Gang, like, no cap.
Oh, look. I can't see none.
See, you see?
Yeah, that's the top of the bunk right there.
That's top of the bunk. Can't move too much. You know what I mean?
All right. Yeah, they get the point. All right. So, yeah, bro, if you want to, you know what I'm saying, you ain't in the camera no more, but I got your voice up on the thing, so they'll be able to hear what you're saying.
Hey, man, I'm going to call my name. I'm going to just say, my name is Billy. You feel what I'm saying? I've been in Chain Gang 16 years. Gang banging from the street to the Chain Gang. You feel what I'm saying? All that, it was, you know what I'm saying? It was a whole different mind state from when I, you know what I'm saying, I first came in to now. You know what I mean? Being that it was so many there's so many young dudes, especially with blood, you know what I'm saying, being blood. And, like, when I first came in, wasn't even a lot of us, you feel what I'm saying? So, like, 2010, that's when it came real deep, you know what I mean? So, it then went real crazy. But it's watered down now, you feel what I'm saying? It ain't no structure, it ain't no loyalty. You know what I'm saying? You got some money, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, you know what I mean? It ain't what it used to be. You know what I mean? All the game bagging now is about shoot, okay, kill. Now, back then we had, you had certain members play their position, you feel what I'm saying? For, you know what I mean? You had game baggers going to college, going to school, you know what I'm saying? So on the street. But make a long story short, you know what I'm saying? Like 2016, it was some blood in the Muslim war popped off, you feel what I'm saying? And I done been in multiple wars with multiple people, you feel what I'm saying? Crip, blood, GD, Muslim, all over, you feel what I'm saying? Blacks and white, you know what I mean? This ain't no game in here, man, cause it can, you know what I'm saying, pop in like 1 second. It might be cool, next thing you turn around, everybody got knives out, you know what I'm saying? Gladiator school, you feel what I'm saying? And like when me and Bill was in the dorm 2016, you feel what I'm saying? Like I was cool, you feel what I'm saying? Ain't really had nothing to do with me, you feel what I'm saying? But you had certain blood sets, you know what I'm saying, that somebody, they don't do no one-on-one fights, you feel what I'm saying? And when I came to Chain Gang, it wasn't no, you can't hide behind this gang, you know what I'm saying, whatever gang you represent, you feel what I'm saying? You understand your team, you feel what I'm saying? So it was a situation we had in the dorm where, dude, you know what I mean, moving fast and broke the Muslim run, you know what I mean, did it in the third, you know what I'm saying? And Chain Gang, everybody knows that, like, when the Muslim praying, don't walk nowhere over that way, you know what I'm saying? So, make a long story short, one of my people had, you know what I'm saying, broke the fourth rank while they were praying, and it had went from there. But not knowing this certain group of individuals that was an East Coast set blood, they had it, and with these little fibers in the dorm, they were like, ain't no such and set doing no ones, you feel what I'm saying? We ain't doing no ones, and I'm on the phone. I'm on the blue phone. I ain't had no cell phone at the time, you know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't no phone like that phone around then, you know what I'm saying? So, it happened, you know what I mean? It popped, and make a long story short, ain't nobody died. Ain't nobody died, but it was like 16 blood got locked up. You had some, you know what I mean? Well, dude ran in the room, you know what I'm saying? I wish I was one of them individuals ran in the room. But me, when I stand on something, I stand on it. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't gonna wave, I ain't gonna do nothing. You feel what I'm saying? And I was one of the ones that got caught up in the mix. You feel what I'm saying? And I had caught 18 more years, and he ain't even died. I was at the end of my bid. I supposed to be going to a halfway house. Last year, supposed to be going home this year in December. Now I gotta wait. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I'll come back to Elgin Pro 2023. You know what I'm saying? Man, that game bang, that shit watered down. Excuse my language. It watered down. You feel what I'm saying? It ain't what it is. It ain't what it need to be. You know what I mean? All that killing your op, all that name, man. I'm talking about name. I'm so ready to get about it. I just want to live life, man. You feel what I'm saying? Go island hopping, you know what I'm saying? Did anything besides, you know what I'm saying, being demo, you know what I'm saying? Because this ain't it. This is not it. You know what I mean? I done been stabbed, got cut in the face, all type of shit. Excuse my language, but that's how, you know what I'm saying, it goes. I just want y'all young dudes out there, young sisters out there, you feel what I'm saying, to have a better mind state for, you know what I'm saying, trying to live up to this street mentality, because all the places in jail, they did. And I've been here since I was 20. You feel what I'm saying? I'm finna be 37 a couple more months. You know what I mean? It's for the bird. I won't wish this on my enemy, man. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get it, man, and live life and build with your family while y'all, you know what I'm saying, while y'all got a chance, man. Change y'all mind state. Now that the man who I am now, you feel what I'm saying? Now my eyes been open, you feel what I'm saying, on religion, on the more higher perspective, as far as saying, I see the bigger picture now. And I hate that I had to go through so many, you know what I'm saying, trial, tribulation, you know what I'm saying, to get here, but, you know what I'm saying, it built me to. So, with that being said, man, that gang bang, that street life, you know what I'm saying, out on the street, man, Let that junk go, man. That ain't what's going. I promise you, ain't. I'm telling you this. I've been in them over 16 years. 16 years. This ain't what's going.
And it don't take but one little situation to change the whole dynamics of your life, ain't it, bro?
Change the whole thing. One situation. Just one.
This ain't like this ain't like the game Grand Theft Auto where you could just restart it and do it again.
Oh no. I'm talking about you had a dude catch a humble about it, and that's the thing, dude. They scared, you got a lot of dudes in Chain Gang now. They have ego problems, you feel what I'm saying? And like when I came to Chain Gang, it wasn't no pressure going to shoot a one. You feel what I'm saying? I done got my tail beat plenty of time. But I done two some dudes up plenty of time too, you feel what I'm saying? But now they quit to grab the knife, you feel what I'm saying? So when you got these young dudes, 2000 baby, you know what I'm saying, coming here, 90 baby coming here, you know what I'm saying? You gonna change your mindset because they gonna be on, you know what I'm saying? They gonna be, you know what I'm saying, ready to pop something. And you ain't finna let him pop you feel what I'm saying? So you gonna handle your business. Man, that ain't what, you know what I'm saying? That ain't what's going, you know what I'm saying? I try to stay to myself, stay in my lane, you feel what I'm saying? It's a whole nother world side, another world in here. I promise y'all, this ain't, y'all don't want to live like that, man. You gotta hide your phone all day, you know what I mean? You gotta sneak, you know what I mean? I don't be want to do. I just want to walk around my phone, kick my finger, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This ain't what's going, man.
Yeah, most definitely, bro. I'ma continue to make these videos, and I'ma continue to tell these people, especially the younger audience, over and over and over, bro. I don't care how many times I got to tell. I'm gonna keep telling them, and I'm gonna keep bringing proof to them, and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, more definitely. And I'm gonna support you any way I can. From in here, you feel what I'm saying? I like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They need to know what's going on here. We understaffed. Like they're doing well, man, down here now. It's so understaffed. We don't see no officer till lockdown. You know what I'm saying? So everything popping here.
Hey, matter of fact, I'm glad you said that. I'm about to that's what I wanted to ask you about, because I was accused of capping about saying about the shortness of staff. Hold on, let me hit this flashlight because it done got a little, oh no, it ain't gonna let me. But anyway, I was accused of capping about saying that an officer might not be on the shift until for about an hour or two. Cause they like, officer got to do their rounds every 30 minutes, 20 minutes. So, okay, you just said you might not see an officer till lockdown. So let me tell them this real quick. The officers work 12-hour shifts, okay? So the officer might come on at 6 p.m., right? They don't get off again until 6 in the morning. Now, you lock down at 11:30 at night. Now, he just said you might not see an officer till lockdown. So from 6 p.m. to 11:30 p.m., you may not have an officer. So somebody get killed, they'd just be laying there on the floor dead for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. You know what I'm saying? It's real now. It's real.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, just last night, we probably had, the officer ain't come over here till, man, what it was? Shit, you locked down 11:30, but they don't be coming in till about 12 o'clock, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was just telling somebody I was on the phone with, like, man, this joint here so crazy. Chain Gang, these folk don't care about, you know what I'm saying, don't care about nigga well-being. I'm talking about a nigga can die, have a heart attack, anything pop right now. It over with. A nigga try to run, get on the door, boy, run for his life, he can't go nowhere, he dead. It's over with.
Can't do nothing. Ain't no staff there to make sure he's straight or none of that.
And this been going on for a good minute. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this been going on.
That COVID stuff popped up. This been going on for a long time. You know what I'm saying? They don't look like they trying to do no type of, you know what I mean? Now the day shift, they come through. You feel what I'm saying? They'll come through, but you might have one officer working 4 bills. You feel what I'm saying?
That's still a dangerous situation, though.
It's still dangerous. Yeah, it definitely is. You feel what I'm saying?
Especially one of them situations where it's planned to pop here, pop here, pop. If it pop in all 4 buildings, it's a stabbing going on in all 4 buildings. One officer can't, you know what I'm saying? They can't really do nothing about that in 4 buildings.
Right.
They could run to one and try to handle that to the best of their ability, but the other 3, man, But yeah, bro, it's getting dark out here. I can't even barely see my face in the camera no more. I'm about to go and end this video, right?
Okay.
But yeah, I most definitely appreciate you, bro, for getting on here. I'm hoping that a few of these young guys be talking to me on IG, telling me that they appreciate me and I be helping them change they way of thinking and stuff and decision making. So I'm hoping, by you coming on here and giving your input, your story a little bit, and about prison, I'm hoping that we could reach more people, bro.
I'm telling you, hey man, I'm telling you, Roger did now. I'm steady doing my bit. 16 years in, man. Y'all change y'all mindset, man. And forget what the rap nigga doing. You feel what I'm saying? Live your life. You feel what I'm saying? To the fullest. You only get one life, man. You know what I'm saying? Live your life to the fullest, man. Without all the negativity, man. Wake up, man. Everything that's put out in the world is a distraction to get y'all from the truth. Open your eyes. We living in the end of time, man. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all just get it together, man. Y'all keep supporting my brother Bill. Yeah, I mean, he gonna keep getting y'all chain gang store what's going on. And if I know what I'm saying, I can help either way. I'm gonna give y'all, you know what I'm saying, the ins and out of what's going on here. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, most definitely. I appreciate you, bro. I'll get back with you later on.
All right, bro. Love.
All right, shalom.
Shalom, bro.
All right. Yeah, I'm about to end this because it's dark. I was thinking about what I said about showing y'all that clip. I'm gonna probably set up a Patreon or something and show y'all. Cause I ain't gonna post it on here. I changed my mind. I don't want it to flag anything. It's people stabbing each other and stuff. But man, y'all just heard it from a dude that's been locked up 16, 17 years. He just told you he caught what he said, 18 more years for a stabbing situation, bro. I promise you, bro, that's not the way y'all want to live. That's not the way to go. And hey, man, I love y'all, but it's dark, so I'm about to end this and get it together so I can post it for y'all. Instagram, DaRealBill1, DaRealBill1. I do respond to everybody, at least as much as I can. Gone.